Hey everybody, Angelo Jube here, welcoming you back to yet another episode on the Flying Tourist on the Angelo Jube channel. Listen up, something terrible happened in Cape Town yesterday, actually, other night, soon after sunset. It's every pilot's nightmare, it's every pilot's dreaded moment. You train for it, but you always dread the day it's gonna happen for real. So a light aircraft made an emergency landing, actually crashed in Cape Town. It's a place called Lower Crossroads in Cape Town. And as you'd expect, the instructor in that aircraft, together with that pilot who was under his supervision, managed to land the aircraft in that clearing in the Lower Crossroads area of Cape Town. But what transpired thereafter is very, very disturbing, especially as an African living in Africa and you see such nonsense happening right under your nose. It's un-African, it's pathetic, it's barbaric, it's not supposed to happen. You can blame one person or the other. No, some people blame government for this. But if we're to blame government for what happened in the Cape Town crash, basically we need to blame government for not enforcing the law, for not arresting and dealing with those who actually, committed that barbaric act that I'm about to discuss here today. So after the plane crashed in the Lower Crossroads area in Cape Town, on board were two persons on board, the instructor and the student pilot, because the aircraft belonged to a local aviation school in Cape Town. So after they ditched in that area of Crossroads, what happened is the community soon gathered around that aircraft and started threatening the aviators, started looting, stealing, robbing from the aircraft. Imagine you've just executed an emergency landing, you've just lost an engine, and you located an area that would be suitable for landing, and you do that, you save a life, you save two lives or more, because you could have even lost more lives on impact. But as soon as you do that, you're surrounded by people who are not here to help, but people who are here to finish you off, to take whatever is left from your aircraft, whatever is left from your person, from your possessions. It's downright pathetic. It should not be happening. We need to condemn this. It is a growing trend. We've seen it in road accident crashes, where people simply come to the scene before first responders get there and they rob the victims or the survivors of that crash. So this happened again in Cape Town, for the first time with an aviation related incident. South African police were the first on the scene, followed by local law enforcement, and then the fellows from the aviation search and rescue sector then arrived. What saved the day was the pilot was able to radio in to tell ATC that, listen, we've just experienced an engine failure and crashed the aircraft, and we are now being surrounded and being robbed and threatened by the community in the area where we landed the aircraft. It's extremely pathetic. We need to condemn it. It's un-African. It goes against the values of Ubuntu. It goes against what we stand for, what we are proud of as Africans. We are not like this. We should not be behaving like this. This should be condemned. I know that a number of the people who were actually involved in that theft will probably not even watch this video. But nonetheless, it must be said, that was barbaric, that was illegal, that was un-South African, that was un-African. It should not be done. If someone is in a crash, you have to assume that they're injured and they need your help. We're all brought up that way. We're all brought up to assist, to lend a hand, not to rob people who have just survived a plane crash. Honestly, let's not do this, South Africa. It's messed up. And Jenna TV signing out.